Looking out on New York Harbor from the Museum of Jewish Heritage, it's impossible not to think of the millions who arrived here and at other points of entry in the US and Canada, seeking safety and new lives of opportunity. So many of our ancestors lived under the shadow of tyranny, vulnerable to the brutal whims of autocrats like the Russian czars. These shores offered our people something better. With Lady Liberty standing watch in the harbor, immigrants were reassured that our democracy was a beacon of freedom, that this land would be different. In the US and Canada, rights were guaranteed not as a favor from a political leader. They were the bedrock of the law. But on the eve of a new Jewish year, the foundations of our democracy are being threatened. Our security and rights, they feel less certain. One of the great protections against anti-Semitism and all forms of hate is a pluralistic democracy rooted in the rule of law. No matter one's background, wealth, identity, or beliefs, the promise of democracy was equal rights for all. When many of our ancestors entered Ellis Island, they changed their names to be more American. My family's name wasn't Jacobs in the old country, but that change helped the transition to their new lives here in this golden Medina, this golden land. For the promise of being American, many of our ancestors were willing to assimilate, to not be too Jewish. But blending in by minimizing our Jewish identities or a connection to Israel is not the choice most of us make today, particularly in the wake of the dramatic uptick in anti-Semitism. Once upon a time, the argument was if you blended in and lost your Jewishness, you'd be safe here. But we learned that the cost of blending in also left us bereft of our wise and inspiring Jewish tradition. Liberal Jews have become more comfortable in our Jewish particularity as we ground our lives with more Jewish values, more Jewish learning, and more Jewish practices. Our Jewish pride, it isn't the stuff of bagels and lox, humor, or doing the Horah, but rather a commitment to Judaism's demanding personal and social ethics expressed so succinctly by the prophet Isaiah. Learn to do good, seek justice, aid the wronged, uphold the rights of the orphan, defend the cause of the widow. I pray that in the new year 5786, our people will know more safety as democracy is strengthened. Yes, this year we have more cameras, security personnel, and other essential protocols to keep our communities safe. But without our democratic protections, we will not ultimately be safe, especially as our leaders double down on demonizing differences instead of celebrating them. A new year of blessings must be built on the firm foundation of a purposeful and proud Judaism. May each of us find new ways to internalize the beauty and power of our liberal Jewish tradition as we live lives of holiness, goodness, and joy. Shana Tova.